Unstoppable momentum, the power of small habits. Introduction, why big goals fail. Welcome to Motivation and Success Path. Today, we are going to explore a truth that can dramatically change your life and your success trajectory. Big goals often fail because we focus on the size of the goal, not the simplicity of the system. Think about your biggest dreams. Maybe you want to learn a new language, write a book, or get physically fit. When you look at the final goal, it can feel immense, perhaps even overwhelming. This feeling of overwhelm leads to procrastination, and soon, the big, beautiful goal is simply forgotten. The secret to achieving extraordinary success lies not in massive, immediate change, but in the consistent application of tiny, almost unnoticeable daily habits. This is the concept of unstoppable momentum. When a small action is repeated every day, its power is not just added, but multiplied. We call this the compound effect of habits. Section 1. Understanding momentum and the 1% rule. What exactly is momentum in the context of personal success? It is the psychological and physical energy that keeps you moving forward once you start. Getting started is the hardest part. Maintaining momentum means that your future self has an easier time doing the work than your current self. To start this process, we need to embrace the 1% rule. Imagine improving by just 1% every single day. At first, this improvement is invisible, it is too small to measure. However, if you improve by 1% daily for 1 year, you will end up 37 times better than when you started. If you get 1% worse every day, your skills practically vanish. This minor difference between improving and degrading is what determines who achieves long-term success. The key is that you must be willing to experience what we call the plateau of latent potential. When you first start a small habit, like reading 1 page of a book or doing 3 push-ups, you see no immediate results. You work hard, but nothing changes. This period, this invisible groundwork, is where most people quit. Therefore, the successful individual understands that breakthroughs often happen long after the initial effort is made. You must trust the process, even when the immediate rewards are not visible. Section 2. The 4 Laws of Behavioral Change. To build small, powerful habits, we can use a simple, effective framework based on 4 core principles. These principles ensure that your habit is not something you have to do, but something you want to do and can do easily. Law 1. Make it obvious, the cue. Every habit starts with a cue, a signal that tells your brain to start an action. If you want to drink more water, the cue must be visible. If you want to practice your English, the book or flashcards must be in plain sight. Therefore, the first law is simple: make your habits cue impossible to ignore. Example 1. Learning English. If you want to study English vocabulary for 10 minutes every evening, place your English dictionary or notebook directly on your pillow. When you see it before bed, it becomes an obvious signal. Example 2. Exercise. Lay out your running shoes and gym clothes the night before. This eliminates the morning decision-making process. This is called environment design. We often think we need motivation, but in reality, we need a better environment that guides us toward the right actions. Law 2. Make it attractive, the craving. If a habit is boring, you won't stick to it. We need to associate the habit with a positive feeling or reward. This taps into the brain's desire for instant gratification. We use a technique called habit stacking with temptation bundling. This means pairing an action you need to do with an action you want to do. Rule: after habit I need to do, I will habit I want to do. Example: after I read 2 pages of my intermediate English story, need, I will watch 15 minutes of my favorite TV show, want. Furthermore, you can join a culture or group where your desired behavior is the normal behavior. If you want to be a reader, join a book club. If you want to be physically active, join a team. We are highly influenced by the group, so make sure your social circle supports your goals. Law 3, make it easy, the response. The most important law is to reduce the friction required to start the habit. The habit should be so easy that it is impossible to say no. This is the difference between starting and waiting. We use the 2-minute rule. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to perform. Goal: read 30 books this year. 2-minute rule: read 1 sentence of a book. Goal: run a marathon. 2-minute rule: put on your running shoes. Goal: learn advanced English grammar. 2-minute rule: review 1 grammar rule for 120 seconds. The goal is not to achieve the result in 2 minutes, but to master the habit of showing up. Once you show up and start the action, it is much easier to continue. Consequently, focus on the starting line, not the finish line. Law 4, make it satisfying, the reward. If a habit is not immediately rewarding, you won't repeat it. For long-term goals like fluency in English, the results are delayed. We must create an immediate reward system. This immediate reward must be small but meaningful. Example: after I finish my 15-minute English practice, I will mark a large X on my calendar. Seeing that chain of X's grow longer every day provides instant visual satisfaction and acts as a powerful motivator. This is known as habit tracking. Example: create a savings account labeled New English Speaker Fund. Every time you complete a week of consistent practice, transfer a small amount of money, for example $5, into that fund to buy yourself a reward later. However, the most critical step is to never miss a habit twice. If you miss 1 day, it is a simple slip-up. If you miss 2 days, you are forming a new, bad habit. The successful person's key difference is how quickly they get back on track after a mistake. Conclusion: the path to unstoppable momentum. We have seen that massive success does not require massive action. It requires a relentless commitment to marginal gains, improving by 1% every day. By designing your environment, Law 1, make it obvious, increasing the attraction, Law 2, make it attractive, reducing the friction, Law 3, make it easy, and rewarding yourself immediately, Law 4, make it satisfying, you turn difficult work into an automatic, enjoyable process. This journey of small habits is the true success path. It is not about hitting a distant goal, it is about building a powerful system that ensures success is inevitable. Therefore, stop thinking about what you want to achieve, and start thinking about the small habit you can implement today that will lead you there. Start small, start now, and watch your momentum become unstoppable.
Unstoppable momentum. Tell us in the comments, what is the 2-minute rule habit you will start today? Will you read 1 English sentence? Will you do 3 push-ups? Share your commitment below. If you found these techniques insightful, subscribe to English Story Source right now. We deliver new motivation and success strategies and engaging English lessons every single week. Don't let your self-improvement stop. Hit that subscribe button and join the momentum.